Okay, I just want to start by saying that even if you already have previously had MSI Afterburner or Rivatuner, I do recommend updating because there were versions that no longer worked with Windows and they may have broke older versions, so I do recommend updating. If you were trying to get 7.3.2, 7.3.1 works for Rivatuner, and for Afterburner you want at least 4.6.2, but you should at least update it because just in case and just to make sure. That's my only preface to this, and from now I guess here's the fix. Alrighty, so we're going to go over the PC fix, the most recent up-to-date finalized version that I've had and stuff. And so we're going to start with the very first step, which is updating your PC to the correct Windows version, and we're going to be updating our graphics card drivers. For first, we're going to do graphics card drivers. I do not have an AMD graphics card, so you'll have to Google and use probably AMD Radeon or whatever it is to update the drivers through there. But for NVIDIA graphics cards, you can find your NVIDIA settings. You can either use the search bar to type in GeForce Experience or click the little up arrow on your taskbar and then see the NVIDIA icon, right click it and go to GeForce Experience. You're then going to click on drivers and you're going to click on the latest driver and you'll be able to download it. Wait for it to download and it'll give you two options to install, either custom or express. I would choose custom installation and then unselect all the options available except just the driver, because that's all we're really looking for. The other ones you don't really need at this time. Then you're going to wait for that to install and then wait for it to install. It'll refresh and then it'll ask you to restart. Click no, because we're also going to update our Windows, because that's going to also require you to restart. And to do that, you'll have to open up the Windows settings and go to Update and Security. And what we're looking for is an optional update. If your computer is not ready for it, you'll be looking for version optional update 21H1. If you want to know what the version you are on, automatically go to System and scroll down to see About, and you will see the Windows specifications, and we're looking for your version being 21H1. If it's not that, you can use either Update and Security and click on the optional update to download and install it. And if you do not see it, there is a link I'll put in the description. It's this link, and you'll be able to download the assistant and it'll run you through that and update that. So then once you have installed the update, reboot your PC, and then we can continue with step 2. Alright, so step 2, we're going to do program settings. So we're going to first start with our browser. For me it's Chrome. Whatever you use, we're going to try to get to the settings, which will either be in the top right or wherever the triple dots are, and you click on settings. We're going to go to advanced and then system and turn off the run in background apps while it's open or even closed, and turn off hardware acceleration. If you can't find these settings in the search bar, you can type in hardware and it will show up, and then those are the settings you're looking for. It'll ask you to relaunch the program after you've applied, or to apply the settings you click relaunch or yes, and it'll relaunch it, then you close it. Next we're going to go to Discord, and we're going to go to our Discord settings, and we're going to start with the game overlay. I say turn off the game overlay if you don't use it. It will add a little bit of input lag, nothing crazy, but every overlay does add, so just letting you know what you're getting into if you want to keep it on or off. And then we're going to go to advanced and turn off hardware acceleration for Discord as well. It'll ask you to reboot that. You just click relaunch and then you'll be fine with that. And then now we're going to go to Steam, and we're going to click Steam in the top left and go to settings. We're going to go to the library tab, and we're going to turn on all 4 options. This will make Steam use less processing power and less bandwidth, so your internet will be better and stuff for when Steam is open, which is very important. You click OK, so it applies. Go back to the Steam settings, and you're going to go to interface. If you want here where it says store or whatever, you can change it to library so it boots up to this and not the store, so if you want. But we're trying to turn off the option that says enable GPU accelerated rendering and web views, and we're going to turn that off, and it'll ask you to reboot Steam to apply the settings. You say yes, and then we'll be done with step 2. Alright, so step 3, we're just going to change some Windows settings and our driver setting for overlays and stuff like that. So first we're going to go to Task Manager. You can either do that by the search bar, Control-Alt-Delete, or right-click in the taskbar and open up Task Manager. We're going to go to the Startup tab, and we're going to disable all the programs we don't need to run at startup. If you don't know which ones, the only one that I 100% say you should have disabled is Microsoft OneDrive. You can do any of that by right-clicking on the program and clicking Disabled, or just left-clicking and clicking the Disable or Enable button here. After you've turned all the ones you want off, we're going to go to our Windows settings through the Start menu into Settings, and we're going to click on the Gaming tab, and we're going to turn off Xbox Gamebar, and in the Capture section, we're going to turn off everything there. And then we're going to go into the home, and we're going to, in the search bar, type in background to find background apps. And here we're going to turn off all the programs we don't want running in the background. Other than things like Spotify or the NVIDIA control panel, that is up to you what you want, but I highly recommend turning off pretty much everything. And then after that, we're going to go to our drivers software. For NVIDIA, we're going to right click the bottom right again, the up arrow, and we're going to go to NVIDIA GeForce. For AMD, it's in the Radeon. And you're going to go to find the in-game latency option for the AMD. And for us, we're going to go to the settings, and we're going to go to game and apps. And we're going to click remove for all the scan locations and turn off the optimal playable settings. So we're going to click the gear icon if you don't know how to find the settings, and then we're in the game and apps section. This is just so NVIDIA doesn't randomly use your CPU and connect to the internet and use stuff like that. And then we're also going to be going to the general tab and the in-game overlay. This, since it's an overlay, it does add input lag for when you record and stuff like that. So if you don't use this for recording, you can turn it off. But if you do have it on, do know that it does add stuff like that. Alrighty, so step 4, we're going to remove gamebarpresencewriter. So first we're going to go to our Windows folders, and we're going to click on View up at the top here. And we're going to go to these checkboxes, and we're going to want to have file name extensions and hidden items both checkmarked. After that, we're going to go to our C drive, and we're going to click on the users folder, and there's going to be some folders here. We're going to try to find the name of the folder that isn't default or public. Remember the name of this folder because we're going to be using it. Then we're going to go back to our C drive, and we're going to click on Windows, and then we're going to click on System 32, and we're going to be scrolling a long ass way down because there's so many files to the letter G, because we're trying to find up at the top here, it's the very top in between F and G, something called gamebarpresencewriter.exe and the gamebarpresencewriter proxy. What you're going to do, I'm going to use this as an example for it. You're going to right click on it, you're going to go to properties, you're going to click on the security tab, you're going to click on advanced at the bottom, you're going to click change at the top of this new window, and you're going to type in the name of that folder I just had you look at. In the case of mine, it is this. It is case sensitive, and then you're going to click OK. And then you're going to click apply, and it'll say it'll have a little pop-up saying you've taken control. You click yes, that's all right, like this. If you cannot find the name of your folder you don't know, you click change and you'll click advanced, and you'll click find now, and you'll scroll down until you find the name of your account, like the email or something like that. In the case of mine, for me it'll be this one and whatnot, and you click on that, and then you're going to click OK, and it'll do the same steps. After that, you're going to click edit up here, and you're going to click add, and you're going to type in the name of that folder again. Once again, if you don't know the name, you click advanced, find now, find the name, click on it, and then click OK. You're going to type in the name, you're going to click OK, and then you're going to see full control down here in these little boxes. You're going to click that, you're going to click apply, you're going to click yes. And then you're also, where the blue line now appears for that, you're going to find trusted installer, and you're going to click remove, and then you're going to apply it again. This is because we don't trust Windows to ever install this piece of shit thing ever again. And this gives you the ability, now that you click OK a bunch, to right click and delete the file. Now that you've done that for Gamebar Presence Writer, you're going to do the same thing again for the proxy. So just to show, you're going to right click properties, go to the security tab, you're going to click advanced at the bottom, change, type in the name of the folder. If you can't find it, advanced, find now, click the name. Click OK, and then you're going to click apply, click OK to the box that shows up, you click OK again, you're then going to click edit, click add, and you're going to add the name of the folder again, same thing, and you're going to click OK for that. Then you're going to get back to here, and you're going to have full control to the name, or the name of the person that you added. You're going to give it full control, click apply, you're then going to go to trusted installer, scroll down, click remove, click apply. So that way we don't give them the rights to give it back because that thing is a piece of shit. And you're right click delete the proxy as well. Then you're going to go to your recycle bin and empty your recycle bin and feel refreshed for removing that piece of shit that you didn't even know was causing problems. Okay, so step 5, we're going to do MSI Afterburner and Rivatuner. So what we're going to do is go to the link I have in the description to automatically download Afterburner. Once you click it, it'll just wait a little bit, it'll pop up or automatically download for you. And we wait for it to download, then we're going to go to our downloads folder. So now that it's downloaded, we go to our downloads. We're going to find the zip file, we're going to right click and extract it. Either you can use 7-zip or WinRAR depending on what you have. You're going to go back to your downloads and you're going to find that folder it created or whatever it makes it. We're going to look for the MSI Afterburner setup. In my case, it'll be 464 beta 4. We're going to double click it, click yes. You're going to click OK to the pop-up, click next, click I accept, click next, click next, click next, install it. It'll keep going. It'll install, and then it's going to give you the option to choose Afterburner as well, Rivatuner, sorry, which is what we're looking for. We're waiting for it. I'm going to click OK for that pop-up. I already have it. Do I want to continue? Yes. It's the same setup. You're just going to click a bunch of next, I agree, next, 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 install. Wait on it. And you wait for Rivatuner to finish, and then once it's finished, a new pop-up will show up, and it'll ask you to have the README. I don't need to reboot this exact second because I already have it. If it's updated, then it doesn't hurt to reboot your PC once it's done. But for the case of showcasing this, I'm just not going to reboot. So we're going to uncheck Show README, click Finish, uncheck Show README, and click Run MSI Afterburner as well. Quick edit, I forgot to mention that if you do not see them in the up arrow here when you do that, you can search for them by typing in MSI to get MSI Afterburner or RIVA for Rivatuner. You click those and have those both running first before you can continue on with the next part. So where it'll be is down here at the bottom right where this little up arrow is. You're gonna left click on it and you will see the plain and the blue monitor icon there. You will left click on both of them to bring up both of them. So what we're gonna do in the MSI, depending on how it looks, because it'll look different for all of you, but you're looking for the gear icon for settings. We're going to turn on Start with Windows, Start Minimized. We're then going to go to the Monitoring tab, and in this, where this little blue line is, there's a little scroll box. You're going to scroll pretty much all the way down till it says Frame Rate and Frame Time. You're going to check mark both of them, and then you're going to click on Frame Rate, click the Show in On-Screen Display option here. So do the same to Frame Time. Then you're going to click Apply, close that, minimize Afterburner. Then we're going to go to Rivatuner. We're going to turn on Start with Windows and turn on Show On-Screen Display. And then we're going to add our programs. We're going to be adding Dragon Ball in this case. So we're going to click the green Add button. We're going to go to where you installed your game. For me, it'll be in the C drive. For most people, it'll be in the Programs 86 and then the Steam folder. For me, it'll be in my Games folder. Then we're going to go to the Steam folder, Steam Apps, the Common folder. We're going to find Dragon Ball. We're going to then click on the Red folder, the Binaries folder, the Win64, and then we're going to double click on Red Win64 shipping.exe. Then it'll show up here. We're going to click on the Red Win64 shipping here, and then to the right it'll say frame rate limit. We're going to click on that, and we're going to click 60 and then hit the enter key, and then you're going to minimize Afterburner and Rivatuner. Then you can, if you want, for me personally, I click taskbar and go to the taskbar settings and click select which icons appear in the taskbar and turn on both Rivatuner and Afterburner so I can see them down here. So I know that if they are not here, then I do not have it running. But you do want these running when you play Dragon Ball. So step 6, we will be editing Dragon Ball's files. So first we're going to right click, or we're going to go back to Steam, we're going to right click on Dragon Ball FighterZ, we're going to go to Properties, and in the launch options here, we're going to be typing in what I have here, which will be the hyphen key or the dash, window, then the dash key again, mode, space, exclusive. This is just to have the game, hopefully, or at least the launcher, unfortunately, launch in true full screen. Then we're going to go to local files, we're going to click on the browse, and we're going to find the Dbfz right here. We're going to right click properties, go to the compatibility tab, and where it says change settings at the bottom here, we're going to click it, and we're going to have the check mark for disable full screen optimizations checked, and then we're going to click apply, then you're going to click OK, then OK. Then you're going to go to the red folder, you're going to go to the binaries folder, the Win64, and you're going to do the same thing for the red Win64 shipping file. You're going to right click properties, the compatibility tab, change settings for all users, and checkmark disable full screen optimizations, click apply, click OK. This is the one that matters the most, not the Dbfz file one. That one is just the launcher and the easy anti-cheat. This one is the actual game, and this is the one that we care about more. Alright, next is step 7. We're going to be editing our drivers like control panel stuff. For AMD, you'll have to look at in Pato's video, I guess I'll have it linked in the description how he does it for AMD. It's the in-game latency option. But for NVIDIA, we're going to go to the bottom right, up arrow, right click on the NVIDIA icon and go to NVIDIA control panel. If you don't have it, you can get it in the Microsoft Store and search for the NVIDIA control panel, and then you'll be able to download it and then run it. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the change resolution, and we're going to go to our monitor, and we're going to make sure that our resolution is at the correct one and we have our highest refresh rate possible, because I know some people have 144 Hz monitors but they have never changed it to 144 and they're stuck on 60, things like that. And then you're going to click apply for what happens. After that, we're then going to go to manage 3D settings, and in here we are going to find our first option, which is the low latency mode. It's sorted alphabetically. You're going to click on it, you're going to click on, and then you're going to click apply here. If you don't see it, then you just don't have it, and that's alright. Then we're going to go to power management mode, and we're going to change that to prefer maximum performance. Going to click apply, wait for it to apply, And then we're going to go to preferred refresh rate, and we're going to change that to highest available if it isn't already. Then you're going to click apply and wait for that. Then we're going to go here down to here and make sure that triple buffering is off. And vertical sync, you can either have it off or use 3D application. I personally have it set to off because I don't mind screen tear and things like that. Then you're going to click apply. And then we're going to click now on adjust desktop size and position. Where it says here perform scaling on, if you have display, you should have it marked and then have the override option set if it's set to display. If not, just leave it as is. And you should also set the option to no scaling as well if you have the display thing, and then you click apply. If not, you can leave it alone. Alrighty, so next is step 8. This will be our last step before going into Dragon Ball and doing like some small changes. But this is us going into the registry, so very important that you follow exactly as I say, because editing the registry incorrectly may end up causing some issues. So please listen to what I have to say when it comes to following exactly. I will be posting down in the description stuff for you to copy and paste if you don't feel comfortable manually typing it yourself. But we're going to be in the search bar typing reg or whatever to get to the registry editor. And our first thing we're going to start with is we're going to see these folders. We're going to start on HKey local machine. You're going to double click the folder. You're then going to double click on the software folder. You're then going to double click on the Microsoft folder. You're then going to scroll down a long way to the Windows NT folder. Double click it. You're going to see current version. Double click it. We're then going to scroll down to image file execution options. We're going to double click it so it opens up all these little folders. What you're going to do is right click on the folder called image file execution options. You're going to hover over new and make a new key. What you are going to name this key is right here. For me, it'll be in exactly how I have it typed here: capital R, capital E, capital D, hyphen, capital WIN 64 hyphen capital SHIPPING.exe. This is the executable for Dragon Ball, the red Win64 shipping. Once that is made, you hit enter. You're then going to right click on this folder you just made. You're going to then make a new key in this folder. And it's going to be here. You're going to name this folder PerfOptions, capital PERF, capital OPTIONS. You're then going to right click on this folder after you've made it and make a new DWORD 32-bit value. This value you're going to call here, it's going to be called CpuPriorityClass. You're going to have a capital CPU, capital PRIORITY, capital CLASS. You're then going to double click on it once you've made it and change the value here from a 0 to a 3. You're then going to click OK. You're then going to go back to here, all the way onto the left. You're going to scroll all the way up. You can close the HKey local machine folder, and then we're going to double click on HKey current user folder. We're then going to find the system and double click it. We're then going to find game config store, and to the right in game config store you're going to see something called game DVR. It may be a little too small for you to read, where it says up here where it says name, and to the left of type there'll be this line. You can drag it so you can read what they have here. You're going to find game DVR honor user FSE behavior mode. You're going to double click that, change that value to a 1 and click OK. Then you're going to find the children folder. Now all these strings of numbers are the values of games. This is different for every user, so what the folder name is may be different for you than it is for me, but the process is still the same. You're going to right click on the children folder and you're going to click find. You're then going to type in DBFIGHT for DB Fighters. This is finding the executable of the folder. You're then going to find it. It'll be named here. You're going to then click on the flags for it, and you're going to change the value to 211 or 211. You're then going to click OK. Then you're going to right click on the children folder again, and this time you're going to find the RED, the hyphen key, Win64, and then you don't have to type the rest because we're just looking for the executable of Dragon Ball. But now that we found that, we're going to change flags on this one to 211 as well. What this is changing Dragon Ball to run in the true exclusive full screen, which will make your alt tab a little bit slower, but you will have all the resources dedicated to that and the least amount of input lag. So this is the very last step, and a few parting words to go with it too. So once you've gone into Dragon Ball, you're going to go to options, you're going to go to graphics, and then you're going to set your resolution scaling or whatever, windowed mode. We're going to set it to full screen. Resolution scaling you should have no higher than 100, because for some stupid reason the way the netcode and the way the game works is the higher the resolution for when you're upscaling, you are sending more packets and more info, and if you don't have the upload speed to do that, it does affect the connection. For as stupid as it sounds, I really don't understand why. And then obviously you should have the quality settings so that you get a stable 60 FPS. And with that, I'm going to say something that I cannot stress enough. And as dumb as it sounds, every time you Alt-Tab, Windows does not put the game back in the true full screen. So we have to tell Windows to do that. I also recommend doing this when you first boot up the game too, just to make sure. You go to Options, you go to Graphics, you go to Windowed mode here. You're going to change it to Windowed, and you're going to press the Confirm, A, X, Select, whatever it is, to change it to Windowed, and then going to go back to full screen and do the same thing. I cannot stress this enough. It does matter. It adds input lag if you Alt-Tab, stuff like that. And if that is a little too weird for you, there are shortcuts. You can either use Alt-Enter or F11. You must press it once to change it to Windowed, and then you press it again back to change it back to the true full screen. Again, I cannot stress this enough. It is as stupid as it sounds. It does make a difference. But with that, that is everything. And probably the video took way longer than I expected, but I really hope you feel a difference. And playing a person who also has the fix is a whole different game. I cannot stress enough how much I've gone into looking at all this stuff. It makes playing across the coast, or at least West Coast to East Coast, playable. It's ridiculous, but I really hope you see and notice a difference, and it makes you enjoy playing Dragon Ball again. And if your friends don't have it, please send them this video and have them do it as well. It does make a difference. Thank you again for so much for looking through all this and stuff. And if you have any questions, you can add me on Twitter, or you can add me on Discord and message me and stuff like that. But yeah, once again, thank you.